you ain't seen pain until you decided to be a fan of New Orleans sports. You just really ain't seen it, but that's what we're here for. Not for pain necessarily. We're like the Tylenol for that. We're like the relief. We're that call that hotels used to give you when your alarm don't go off. You gotta get up in the morning. It's a wake up call. That's us. So that's me. That's Lito. That's Justin. We got a good show here for y'all, man. Tuesdays as always. We appreciate y'all starting off your Tuesday with us. What else would you rather be? There is no other place. It's just us, man. Just us. So what's good, X? So we're gonna talk a little Pelicans, man. Here, 0-6. We got some Saints trade deadline talk. Should have a special guest for that segment here. We got LSU, Bama, and we got Tulane, Memphis. Can our college teams upset?
Shout out Master P and UNO.
I'm sorry. Maybe it's not all bad in New Orleans. Maybe it's not all bad in New Orleans. UNO with a 22-point road upset against TCU yesterday.
Talk about it.
To open their college basketball season, man. Shout out to Master P, man. So I mean, maybe we just got to become the UNO podcast. It'll be,
shout out to Frank.
Pro privateers start. Shout out to Frank.
Frank turned that shit around, man.
Frank, man.
That's crazy. That's pro.
I was at UNO yesterday, Justin hooping.
Of course you were.
There you go. You gotta hoop on courts that actually support winners. Yeah. So
did y'all
talk about winners?
Chris, did y'all see? I don't know if y'all saw it, but Master P is literally on the bench last night. Like he's like third assistant. Like I love that. That's a guy. Investment. And we're talking about ownership, right? Like that's been a big talk over the last 3 days. I don't mean to cut you off, but like that guy cares. That's what caring looks like. Like I know Steve Ballmer's like insane, but that's what caring looks like. Mark Cuban, that's what it looks like. Even Jerry Jones to a extent, like that type of investment, that type of caring, that type of man. This is my legacy. This is my investment. Like I want to do everything I can for these fans, and it's just refreshing to see because Gail Benson does none of it.
Oh, badly though. All right, well, Justin, let's talk about not doing everything for your investment. Let's there you go, Lito. Yeah. Let's talk about.
Go ahead, minute. The Gail tried to kick me out, bro. Dennis lost.
That's all right. Welcome back. Welcome back. We see y'all. So let's talk about doing the opposite of Master P. The fucking privateers have a victory. No disrespect. Privateers have a victory before your New Orleans Pelicans, who are 0-6 heading in tonight, playing the Charlotte Hornets. After reports and speculation of Pelicans head coach Willie Green rumored to being fired after the Pelicans 0-6 start and concluding their road trip, he is still the coach, it looks like, for the short term. Lito, start with you. At this point, everyone's throwing the Pelicans into the trash at this point, from coaching to process to what they're to rookie management. Jordan Poole staring at his coach in the most disrespectful manner you possibly can. Zion Williamson not playing well, questionable tonight. Where do the Pelicans go from here?
They don't go anywhere. They continue losing. I mean, there's no good news here. Like, there's no good news. I mean, even if you fire Willie Green and you do, let's say you do, get Borrego on board, like you're gonna be 0-17 by that point. Like, what are you turning around? You don't have a pick into a heavily stocked draft. Listen. There is no hope. There is no hope. Nothing good is happening here. I'm just, bro. Trade them. Get the guys out of here and get the guys here. Yo, Jeremiah Fears is probably the most professional person here. I was looking at his Instagram. He posted something on Instagram. He was like, with everything going on, just stay focused. It can't rain forever. And it's like, you got a rookie who probably is the most
A kid.
A kid. 19 years old. He's 19 years old. Chris, to answer your question, bro, nothing is going to turn this around. Trade them. Get them out of here.
Justin, you told me something yesterday. You told me a fear of yours, and it kind of goes into.
Lito's gonna go ahead, Lito. It's already.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up, you bitch ass person. I'm not a morning person. Don't start this shit. I'm not a morning person, dog.
Good morning. Good morning, Skyddive.
They're 3 and 4. They're 3 and 4.
Who's 3 and 4?
The fucking Raptors. Like they're 3 and 4. What great success are you guys having? I'm so confused.
So Justin, John's comment here. Let's start the downfall in New Orleans. Taking away media access and gutting their marketing department. Leases due to 2029. Team gonna be sold. Tell me what other goal is by doing this.
Yeah, look, and John, you brought up a really good point. And I've tried. Look, I try to remain positive as much as y'all think it's bullshit. Like I try to do obviously be positive about this franchise, about this team. Yesterday or Sunday, I told this to Chris and Leo, like this was the first time I legitimately got worried about the team leaving New Orleans, right? And so I don't know where you go from here because I do believe that Gail wants to keep the teams in New Orleans. I really do. But at the same time, she's not a good owner. She says all the right things, sure, but like actions speak louder than words, in my opinion. And we all know this for a long time. They don't really care about the Pelicans. They care about the Saints. Saints ain't going anywhere. But what about the Pelicans, right? Like they just want to live under the radar, not have much noise. And to your point, they want to silence you to where they don't want like any trouble. And so I think it's important for this fan base to not be okay with this. I think the fans have to voice their opinion, like really honestly not show up to the games, all this other stuff for things to change. And then you're going to say, well, she's going to sell the team's going to move. Well, then what's the point? What's the point of taking all this time investing in this team and they're not all about winning? At the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about winning or trying to win. I'm not asking you got to be a championship contender. Nobody on this podcast, on other podcasts, on this network, even in this state, thinks the Pelicans need to win an NBA championship this year or next year, in the next decade. Now, would I like to build to that? Yes. But can you have an entertaining product? Can you give a shit about the fans? Can you answer their questions? Can you make renovations to the Smoothie King Center? Can your production be better? Can your giveaways? There are no more giveaways. Shout out Retro Pals. There's just things that I think can be way better. And to be honest with you, this fan base deserves better. Because I said this last night, man, or whatever it was a couple nights ago. When we started this podcast, Chris, I didn't realize there were this many Pelican fans. I really did not. There is a shitload of Pelicans fans. There's a shitload of support in this city, in the state, in this region. And it's time for ownership to realize
that. We will be joined here by the great Chris Rosengloof here shortly here from Straight Up Saints to talk a little Saints trade deadline as we wait on him to pull up here in the next minute or so. Lito, something I thought about here. I think Master P is on a mission to save or make anything that he can possibly touch in New Orleans better. A few years ago, there was he was talking about like, he made comments. I think a lot of people thought of it as a joke, right? Appreciate you, Luke. And I think he mentioned something about like wanting to be. I don't know if he mentioned about owning the Pelicans, but I think I remember him mentioning something in regards to coaching the Pelicans or being in front office or so on and so forth.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. UNO is already off to an amazing start. Yeah, like as great of a start as you could imagine. A road win against TCU. I'm not telling you TCU is fucking Kansas or Villanova, but come on now, like It's a hell of a start. Let's just play the thinking game here. Could you envision a scenario where Master P tries to get involved with the Pelicans after some time goes by here, and if he can slowly but surely turn UNO into a bigger and better product?
Nah, they never gonna let Master P get involved. They go look down at Master P. They think he's less. They think he's less than them. He's not partly because he's from the city. They apparently do not like people from the city to talk or help about things about that organization. Master P is a winner. First and foremost, Master P is won in every area of life, which is more than anybody in that building can say. Master P has gone from a rapper.
I'm sure there's some winners in there.
What are you at?
Maybe not the ones making decisions on the basketball.
That's the most important people who need to be winners. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need the people who are making the decisions need to be winners. Master P is a winner. Master P is he is you look at the type of commitment that he has put in with UNO, bro. He a millionaire. He don't gotta come and sit on nobody's college bench. You know what I'm saying? During a basketball game, I see Master P all the time. He's at every practice, son. Like, this is just not some bullshit for him. But to answer your question, no, they're not gonna let him be a part of that. And it's because they're not winners, and they want yes men. They don't want people to allow them to have, yeah. They don't want people to have any type of anything that's gonna ruin the bottom line. Because you gotta spend money, right?
Yep. Well, I mean, look, Justin, as we move here to Saints trade deadline, I just think at some point, like, you're with the lease coming up in 4 years, and where the franchise currently is looked at, how it currently looked at, you're approaching another rock bottom era, or maybe maybe this is rock bottom. Maybe it doesn't get much worse than this next period that we're walking into, or presently how it's viewed. You gotta hope that there's somebody. We talk about tie grades all the time, but you gotta hope that there's somebody right now that's determined to find a way to want to be a part of this franchise not failing. I know you mentioned about being worried about them moving, but the NBA has said multiple times, right, how much of an asset New Orleans is. They would love to have an all-star game there every few years. It makes all the sense. It's always a good time. Anytime people come, we know that it's an attraction, even if the arena isn't. But with the poor arena, with the state of ownership, with how the team is being ran, like, at some point, something has to change.
Chris, I agree with you. Like, I don't think, like, I hate the relocation talk. Like, I really do, because, like, you just nailed it on the head. Like,
shout out Grub.
The NBA wants a team in New Orleans, right? And so, who can step up? And, like, I can only think of one name, and maybe two. Like, I can think of Ty Graves, right? That's one. I looked up Master P's net worth last night. I actually, like, $200 million. It's not even close. And I love Master P. Like, so, like, he's not a realistic option. Now, there is a way, though. Can you get a group? Can you get a Morris Bart? Can you get a Master P? Can you get, so, like, I got to do more research on it. And look, I don't want to talk about when, I hope Gail lives a long life. Like, I'm not here to, like, talk about, like, health and everything like that. But, like, I don't think she's not going to sell at all when she's alive. Like, it's just not going to happen. So, you said the lease comes up in 2029, Chris?
2029, yep.
I think they're going to renew the lease. Like, I think they're going to stay here. Gail doesn't want the team to move. Like, what happens after that is my question. And I don't know, man. Like, I just want Gail to give a shit. I do. Like, stop hiring your friends for prominent jobs. Like, the fact, like, whatever, Joe Dumars gets the job. Like, you didn't do a search. You didn't take your time. Like, that's just a big fuck you to the fan base. And that's what's frustrating. And, like, it leads to this point, Chris. So the Saints trade deadline.
Yep, let's get
Look, I love Alvin Kamara. Love him. He is one of my favorite Saint players of all time. He don't give a fuck out there right now. And why he's 1-8? So you can't come out here and say, "Nah, I don't want to be traded. I'm gonna sip pina coladas." What? No, dude. This isn't a charity. This isn't fun. Like, this is a business. We need draft picks. You're an asset. DeMario Davis is an asset. Like, go compare DeMario Davis's press conference interview to Alvin Kamara. DeMario's like, man, I love the city. Like, whatever happens. I get it. But, like, me and my family have been blessed to be in this city for whatever it is, 8, 9 years. Like, have nothing love for the city. And that was my last game, and so be it, right? You can't have Alvin Kamara say that. If you can get draft picks for Alvin Kamara, you trade him today. You trade Chris Olave today if you can get draft picks, Rashid Shaheed, all these guys. Because guess what? You're in a rebuild mode, and you need draft picks. So, like, I'm sick and tired of the friendship stuff.
So let's talk about it here, man. Saints trade deadline. Lito, I want to start with you here as we got Rising Loop here at the buzzer here. Chris, man, welcome to the show.
What's up, Chris?
What's up, guys?
Welcome, man. Perfect, man. I was about to ask Lito a question, but he can wait. I mean, he's not a morning person anyway. So we're talking about nothing but the pressing things for the first 3 seconds anyway. So give us some light here, man. Today is the NFL trading deadline. Let's start with Chris. What would you like to see the Saints do? And then afterwards, tell us what you realistically think they will do in regards to moving parts, players.
Yeah, no, I look, like and what they will do. I'm very scared that's going to be two different things. I think for the Saints right now, you're 1-8. Ship off any assets that you can, at least the ones that you're certain aren't going to be part of the future. Like Carl Granderson's a solid football player. He's not going to be part of the future for the Saints. And especially with Chase Young playing the way he's been, that's clearly your building block for the defensive line. You can move off of Granderson. The market's not going to be great. The Ravens made a trade for a pass rusher yesterday, only gave up a late day 3. So, that's going to be where Mickey Loomis is going to struggle with things, but I'd move off of Granderson. Maybe move off of Pete Werner. I think a team like the Bills or the 49ers are in desperate need of linebacker depth. Again, you're not going to get much, but if he's not part of your future, move on from him, opens up some snaps for Danny Stutzman, have a bigger role. And I think it should be all about the youth movement right now for them. So I'd probably move off Werner. And then, look, there's been a lot of smoke about them keeping Chris Olave and trying to get an extension done. And if that's the route they want to go, that's fine, but make sure you get rid of Rashid Shaheed. Then I know they're going to say, well, if they let him walk in free agency, then they'll get a 2027 comp pick, and maybe that could be a 3rd-round pick. But my argument is this team needs picks for 2026 and as many as possible, especially because they gave 2 away for Vele before the season even started. And I mean, I'm sure that's a problem in and of itself. But look, I try to move those 3 guys for sure. Now, my concern is, even this morning, you see the Cowboys trade for Logan Wilson of the Bengals. They're giving up a 6th-round pick for a linebacker who's pretty good. And the market right now has been really weak, and I'm concerned that the Saints might be a little too stubborn with their asking price, and if they don't meet it, they'll just say, okay, we're just going to go into week 10 with the same roster. And if they do that, I just think that would be malpractice for this team. You're 1-8, you need draft picks, you're lacking talent. I forgot who mentioned it recently, but if you go around the league and you talk about building blocks and players that you would refuse to give up, the Saints maybe have 2 at most, and they're in dire need of talent. So I think they need to make at least 2 trades today. Frankly, I don't know if they're going to make one, and that really concerns me.
Chris, can I ask you a question here? What are your thoughts? I appreciate you joining. What are your thoughts on the Alvin Kamara situation and what happens?
Yeah, he's not going to get traded. I think when he publicly comes out and says that, I think it's pretty clear. I think what really stinks right now is Alvin clearly doesn't have the juice that he used to. And it almost feels similar to the Cam Jordan situation where you don't want to disrespect a franchise legend, but at the same time, they're taking up snaps and they're not exactly helping your team win football games. I would love to see, if the Chiefs came calling, if that would have changed Alvin's mind. I really don't know if it would at this point. He seems pretty stuck in his ways and he loves New Orleans so much. So I respect the loyalty aspect of it. If I were the Saints, though, maybe I'd go looking around. I know it sounds weird to be a buyer at this point. They just wait till free agency. Their running back room is abysmal right now. And, when Alvin plays on Sunday, we hear about him getting increased usage, and then all you see is about 7 carries, one of them being a fumble. I don't know. It's tough to be excited. So I'd love to see for both parties for them to move on, and it just doesn't sound like that's going to be the case.
Lito, you didn't seem very happy with that answer.
You got anything, Lito?
Listen, we all love things, right? Like as much as Alvin loves the city, shit, man, I don't want to go to work. I love to stay home. I wish we all got our picks and chooses on what we could do with the love of things. Justin, you said something interesting when you talked about DeMario and you talked about Alvin in their post game interviews. We don't even have to go that far. We could look at their time on the field.
Yep.
Like
DeMario had 14 tackles on Sunday, right?
DeMario is he's still balling. He's doing his thing. He's playing good ball. Alvin Kamara does not make a difference. He's not made a difference out there. You know, one of the issues you had for Rattler and even in Shuck now is you would depend on Alvin to be some sort of safety valve, to be some sort of electricity for them, a conduit, if you will, to get the ball rolling down the field where they could get confidence, right? And he ain't been that. The times that Kendrick, I hope Kendrick, gets better soon, but the time that Kendrick shared on the field with Alvin, he's outplayed him. He's had way more juice. He looked like a running back. You know what I'm saying? Alvin is on cruise control out there. Bro, you don't get to pick and choose. Listen, legends aside, legacy aside, you don't get to pick and choose when you can be traded when you're not producing anymore.
Or even when you are producing. Even when you are producing.
Hey, wait, one last thing. Chris, you mentioned the Pixel Valley. I'm not the smartest guy in the room. Obviously, I'm not Mickey. I'm not Kellen, but I don't know, man. It's been how many? They're 1-8. He's got 5 catches, 10 targets.
He has 5 catches on the season.
Look, that situation to me, and I as the season goes along, and it's kind of an underlying story. A lot of the times when Mickey Loomis used to make trades, it's whatever Sean Payton wanted, so you knew that like that player would be used on the field. I want to know who vouched for the Vele trade because they traded 2 picks to get him, and Kellen Moore keeps getting asked about his usage and keeps saying like it'll go up, and it doesn't go up. He played 29% of the snaps on Sunday, so I don't know if that's a disconnect between GM and coach as to who wanted him on the roster. I don't think it was Kellen Moore because then why isn't he playing him? Brandon Cooks should not be getting the same amount of snaps as that guy, especially at this stage in Cooks' career, and it's happening. So, look, I don't know. And that's a concern too, right? I want them to make trades. It's the same front office that gave 2 picks for a guy that's got 5 catches this year. So, whatever trade they make, they're probably going to be on the losing end of it, but I think they just need to accumulate stuff at this point.
Chris, let's talk about like going forward and how this team should be built. You look around the league and you have your consistent, contenders. But then, you have some failures with teams that let's say like a Cincinnati, right? That went completely offense. Now Joe Burrow was hurt, but they're still struggling with a tough defense. And over the past few years, they've had issues with offensive line because when you pay so much money for a quarterback and the weapons that he throws to, and T. Higgins and Chase, you only have so much that you can really, provide the rest of your team and some of your more important, to build a defense, to build protection for such. You look at Houston right now. Houston has a great defense, amazing defense. They're putting some money over there. They also have some talent on offense, but they're struggling right now, 3-5. So there's examples on each side in regards to team building that maybe isn't providing the best return on said investments. What would you say going forth with this team as you hope that they get rid of more and more, as you hope that they try to really finally for the first time in over 20 years really approach a rebuild? What would you say is the route that you would like them to go in reference to team building?
Yeah, I think the Saints kind of dug their feet in the sand in the offseason when they got Kelvin Banks. I thought that this was a team that thought, all right, O-line is going to be the strength of this team. And I was very high on this group. I'm still very confident that Banks and Fuaga are going to be the guys for like the next 6, 7 seasons, 8 seasons, whatever it might be. Like, I genuinely think those guys are good enough. They'll be the tackle duo that will propel this team. But the problem is that the Saints want to be a run-first football team. They want to be dominant in the trenches. They don't have the interior guys to do it right now. So if Kellen Moore, let's say he is coming back for year 2, I'd imagine that's where the Saints are going to start. It's fixing the guard play of this team because that's really where they want to be dominant. And, Kellen Moore came over from Philly, and that offensive line, that's what set the tone. I know Philly's got so many playmakers, but what set the tone was Philly was just mauling people in the trenches. And, Kellen Moore comes over to the Saints. You see that you have a really talented guy in Fuaga. Try to go get a guy across from Banks, who I think's been pretty good rookie season. I'm not worried about his development at all. But think about it. Penning's a first-round pick. He's really – I get mad about certain play calls the Saints make. A lot of it, if you watch like the all-22, Penny's getting beat half the time, so that's not great. Ruiz obviously has kind of been a waste for the Saints at this point. That's another first-round pick. And then McCoy, who's been good, just can't stay on the field the last 2 years, so that's a concern. So I think that's the route the Saints want to go. But look, if I were them, I think, depending on what they feel their quarterback situation is in the draft, if let's say they somehow by the end of the year feel good about Shuck, I'm probably trying to draft like an Arvell Reese or a Ruben Bain in April and pairing them across from Chase Young. And then that might actually be my identity, at least for defense, because I think Chase Young has been outstanding the last 3 games for the Saints. So I still think they want to win from the trenches, but you got to start hitting on your picks and your free agency signings if you're going to do that. But I still think that's the MO of what the Saints want to be right now. And we'll see if that ends up happening. Like one more, I think it's got to start soon because the Saints in 2027 are going to have a ton of money to spend. So I feel like, do you want to give that to him in his 3rd year? Or if he doesn't coach well, let's say the end of this year or next year, do you say, hey, let's start over because this actually will finally be an attractive job again? So I think he's going to want to build from the trenches. I don't know if he's going to hit on those assets, though.
All right, Chris. Well, look, man, it's been a pleasure having you.
Wait, one last thing. Chris, I want to ask you about the Olave contract extension.
Yes.
I just want your thoughts on it.
Let's do it. Like if they sign him, like what?
Yeah. Like the money. Go ahead.
It's all about the dollar amount for me because I think Chris Olave gets a lot of criticism. I criticize him a lot. I do think though, if I were to like rank the Saints' most important players or best players, he's still like in the top 3 or 4 anyway. And I don't know if they should be in the business of getting rid of guys that other teams would want. Like there's a lot of players on the Saints roster. No one would touch him except for the Saints right now. Olave is a desirable player. And if you tell me that they pay him and it's like $25 million a year, I would actually sign him today. Like if you told me I'd give him 4-year, $100 million, I would do that today. If it starts pushing the 30 million number, I don't know if I'm going there because, I don't think he's better than a guy like T. Higgins who isn't reaching that number. I don't think you think he's in the same class as like a Jalen Waddle who's around like that $28 million number. So I think it's all about the number for me. I'm okay with them re-signing him, but if it pushes 30, I would not make that deal, especially because of the injury history.
Fair enough, Chris. In closing, do the Saints win another game? Do the Saints win another game this year? You can say yes or no.
I think yes. They play the Titans, Dolphins, and Jets. If they don't win one of those 3, I think Kellen Moore is not coming back after this season.
Ooh.
Genuinely.
You heard it here, man.
If they go 1-16, guys, I don't know. I don't know how you bring the coach back.
All right, man. Well, look, man, you guys can find Chris on Book Crew Media here, man. Straight Up Saints, live after games, does shows throughout the week, halftime shows, anything Saints related, and he will be live today to break down if the Saints do or decide ultimately to not make a move here, man. Chris, appreciate having you on, bro.
Chris, appreciate you, man.
Thanks, Chris.
Later, bro.
All righty. All right, guys.
We got like 5 more minutes. We got like 5.
Yeah.
Am I
feel any better about that?
No.
About to say trade deadline? No. Did it give you any enthusiasm?
Something I do feel better about. The Saints are currently lined up to be the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. The Pelicans.
Do they have a pick?
No.
Let's go LSU Bama here, guys. So
LSU wins this weekend.
Oh, see, here we go. Frank Wilson.
Narcotics.
Today is the show.
Totally.
The show of the Frank.
Shout out to Frank, man.
Frank UNO and Frank Wilson here will, in his first game, gets the opportunity. I mean, what a first game to walk into, man. You got to go against the rivalry. You got to go to Bama. Bama's currently the 4th ranked team in the nation. LSU's 10-point underdogs. Damn. Is there any chance, guys, that LSU can pull off one of the biggest, I think, all things considered, will be one of the biggest upsets of the season?
I do. I look. I'm not saying I maybe I'm delusional, but like, the week. That's fine. The week. Lito, did you say being delusional is good? Right? Like as a shooter, you want to be delusional, right? The week
that was in reference to Jordan Hawkins, so I don't know if you want
to. The week that LSU had last week was probably one of the darkest moments in that program's history, and that's one of the best programs in the country. What Frank Wilson has done in just a matter of 10 days, I think is remarkable. He's opened the doors. He's got guys speaking to the teams, Matt Flynn, Rohan Davey, Jacob Hester, all these other, these LSU legends have now come into the building, rallying the troops. The talent's there, Lito. Don't I know you're laughing. Like, don't tell me there's
no. I'm not laughing at that.
Oh, it's not a talent disparity. Like in years past, I truly think LSU's gonna put up a fight. Are they gonna win? I don't know. I'd take +10 though. I just think there's actually good momentum going into this game, as crazy as that sounds, because you have a Louisiana man, a St. Aug alum, leading the Tigers. This is obviously his dream. He's going to take this, this is his Super Bowl going into Alabama, major rivalry game. You have all this negativity around you. I'm telling you, there's a way here as a coach. It's a fresh breath of air, just like what James. I'm not saying Borrego could change the Pelicans and make them a 5 seed, but it's a fresh breath of air. That's why they have to get off Willie Green. You need a new voice. You need a guy that was that crazy. You need a guy that can just rally the troops and build morale and be there for the players. And the players are going to play their asses off for Frank Wilson. I know that for a fact. And I know the players will play their ass off for Borrego as well. That's why you got to make the change on Willie Green. They made the change on Brian Kelly. That's what a winning organization looks like. LSU is a winning organization. That's why they win national championships all the time. They're a winning organization. They know how to win. That's what they do, Lito.
Same question. I'm sold, Justin. You won me over, bro. They can't throw the ball anyway, right? So they might as well just run the ball with a running back coach in Frank and take advantage of what they can. Maybe they'll play Harlan Berry. I don't know. What I was laughing at, Justin, is this.
Yeah.
You said the players that they brought back, you said that they opened practice to alumni who have laid a foundation for the program. Mm-hmm. Why are coaches in institutions so brain dead? So you got to have this novel idea that, you know what, man, maybe we can have those guys come back. Why would you ever close it off to them?
And these are legends, Lito. These are champions. These are NFL players. These are dudes that that have won and been in these situations. These are guys that have won at Alabama. These are guys that have won SEC championships. These are guys that won a national championship. I think Brian Kelly is such a loser. He is. Lito, what advantage do you gain by closing your doors to alumni? What's the idea behind that? I'm interested to hear your thoughts on that. What's your idea?
It's no idea. You saw the same thing in the I'm a Miami fan. You saw the same thing in the University of Miami, where they stopped letting Michael Irvin come around. They stopped Edgerrin James couldn't come around. And look what happened when you invite those guys back. Miami been in the top 10 the last 4 years.
Michael Irvin's on the sideline. I think he's about to play sometimes. Bro, I think he's about to just get on the field.
You need to have somebody who has been in that locker room, who has taken that path and went to the next level, succeeded, competed, and is one of the greatest. Why wouldn't I want that around my young talent in the locker room to give them some idea of what a professional looks like?
That too.
Justin, you know why though? Because Brian Kelly's not a winner.
He's a dweeb. You're right. You call it. He's a fucking loser.
80+ people in here, man. We really appreciate.
We're building something here, Chris. We're building something here. Smash like button.
Tulane got smoked, by the way. We ain't gonna talk about it.
Well, wait though. I mean, because we're here. I mean, final segment. We got to talk Tulane, Memphis.
We got about 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes here, Lito. Tulane. In regards to their regular season, this is as important of a game as they could find. As they're going to have.
Yeah.
They to Memphis, I believe is currently ranked. I believe that they're 22nd, I think, in the nation right now. It's a primetime game, 8:00 on ESPN. They have to go to Memphis. Memphis is 6-point favorites. Tulane has won the last 2 out of 3 matchups here. Look, I mean, if you wanna if John Summerall wants everyone present. What's up, Justin?
Can I go first, Leo?
Go.
I think Tulane's gonna get smoked.
Ooh, you don't think it's gonna be close?
It's not a shot at John Summerall. It's not a shot at the program. I just think John Summerall's gone. And I think the distractions of I've seen this play out so many times. You hear LSU, you hear Auburn, you hear Arkansas. I've just seen this play out so many different times where a mid-level coach who's a really good coach, 8 games in the year, you have an 8-1 record, whatever, and all of a sudden these big programs start firing their coaches, and who's next on their list? That coach John Summerall, that coach Willie Fritz, those guys. I've just seen this happen with Tulane, and I just think they lose at UTSA, they get their ass kicked at UTSA. And you think you're going to Memphis now with even more smoke behind John Summerall? I've just seen it happen so many times. And it's not a shot like John Summerall. It's not a shot at the program because I think he's a great coach. He's a great man. I wish he would stay, but he ain't going to turn down an SEC job. I mean, Kentucky, right? He's a Kentucky dude. Kentucky position might be open up as well. So I've just seen this so many times. Herman. I've just seen this so many times that I just think they're just going to get their ass kicked on Saturday.
Last 4 games have been decided by 10 points or less in the Tulane Memphis matchup, Lito.
Damn.
You give him a shot to pull up the upset?
Nah, man. Listen, to be frank about it, shout out to Franks.
Shout out to Frank.
Shout out to the
I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, that was a little borderline. Yeah.
Go ahead.
TV timeout. Listen, man. Listen, they couldn't be UTSA.
Yeah,
and it wasn't the fact that they lost to UTSA. They got the dog shit beat out of them by UTSA. And the thing is, Jake gotta play better, bro. Jake has been good all season. I think he's been better than I'm not gonna say the quarterback for LSU's name.
Oh,
I'm not gonna say his name.
You think Jake Retzlaff has been the best quarterback in Louisiana sports?
When he starts getting his pen in the hand, that's when another show's about to go.
I think that quarterback in Baton Rouge stinks. That's where I'm at with it. I think that Jake has played well, but going 14 for 28, yeah, that was crazy. Y'all, yeah. I gotta do some soul searching
like multiple Franks. You better way to say that, brother.
That was He went 14 for 28. He threw 2 picks. The other thing is Tulane defense was atrocious, bro. I can't think of the quarterback for UTSA's name, but in the 33, the motherfucker missed 2 passes all game.
What is that? Is that McCown's son? Hold on, let me see.
Luke McCown's son.
This is Owen McCown.
Yeah. He in the family.
Owen McCown.
Sure.
Let's see.
He's in the family for sure.
Is he related to Josh McCown? He is.
Oh, I thought you said Josh.
The son. He's the son of Josh McCown and the nephew of Luke McCown, former Saints.
Saints legend.
He is the family.
Yeah. And look, man, and Tulane can't run the football. If you can't run the football at UTSA, man,
I'm telling you, they get blown out.
What you got against UTSA, man? You can't.
I'm just saying, you know my real beef with UTSA. What's the dude? I cannot think of dude name. Who the Saints drafted? The DN from UTSA.
Oh, Davenport. Lito, what's their mascot name?
UTSA? I have no idea.
Roadrunners, right? I think so. Yeah, I think.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
shit.
Who cares?
We appreciate y'all, those of y'all that's not road running and that stayed here to watch us here for about 40 minutes.
Yeah, road runners.
Talk, just making you, not having much positive at all to talk about. Shout out to Rising Luke for joining the show. Shout out to UNO. And as Lito would say, shout out to Frank. Valentunes.
What about Lito going with a minute video yesterday in the wild?
Yeah, man.
Huh?
You didn't see that?
What happened?
You didn't see Leo posted a video?
No.
You haven't seen that?
Man. I
was posted. He called me. He called me in the middle of the day. He was very upset. I said, you should just post a video. He just posted a video.
Post? Where were you?
I was walking up and down Broad and St. Bernard.
Okay.
That's how upset I was.
Yeah. You was outside.
Walking around in an urban environment.
Yeah,
real
around
urban.
your people.
Talk about Bill E. Green.
Yeah, talking about Bill. Yeah, I was real upset.
I
put my safety in jeopardy to talk about them.
I mean, I think you put your safety in jeopardy every time you watch them. To be honest, like I mean, but
hey,
man,
before we get out of here, do they win tonight? Are they breaking the losing streak? Are they winning? What's up, Chris?
I'm not being positive no more, bro. They gonna lose. LaMelo about to put on the show. The Pelicans are favorite though. They're favored by 1.5.
No fucking way. They're favored.
I believe so. I believe FanDuel has them as 1.5.
LaMelo's questionable too, just like Zion.
Oh, well, and Zion not playing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look. I mean, at least John Morant. John Morant said he lost his joy. Maybe we could all be miserable together.
It's crazy.
Smash the like button.
Smash the like button, guys. We appreciate y'all again. For the myself, for hopefully the Saints make a move at the trade deadline. You have a good weekend. You know where to find us post game tonight and for every Pelicans game. Lito, Justin, you have something else?
No, post game recap. My bad, bro.
Post game recaps as always, man. Live after the game, like no one else. No one does it better. I'll let y'all next Tuesday.